Side right or what? Anyway, yeah, we'll just leave it like that. I'm going live tonight because I didn't have a chance to do a video this week, so I'm sorry about that. Um, I was out sick on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday was just a little nutso. We didn't get a whole lot, no time to record. And I was going to make something on Friday, but some family issues have happened. My father isn't feeling well, and I wanted to go up and visit him while there was still time. My father is 99 years old. Um, Born in 1923. He fought in World War II. Well, he enlisted in World War II. Um, was in through, stayed in the Navy through Korea and Vietnam. Finally got out and did a bunch of other things. And in the meantime, he raised 5 kids and um, was a great guy. Hey there, Mr. Hanson. How you doing? Doing a Saturday Night Live because I didn't get the chance to do a video this week. So, um, and I didn't advertise this, so anybody who stumbles onto it, welcome. So anyway, like I said, as I was visiting my father on Friday, so that's what I did that day. So I didn't get a chance to make a video. And today is Saturday, and I took my daughter flying this morning. She never asks to go flying, so I took her flying. Because what dad doesn't want to do that? So we went up and did that, and I did a bunch of other stuff for family and some real lifey stuff. So bottom line is I didn't get a chance to make a video this week, so I thought I would do this instead. And man, you guys need to get a life, all you people hanging out on YouTube. I'm telling you what, I'm just kidding. God bless y'all. Um, so anyway, I'll just talk a little bit about what's going on at work, what's coming up. Yeah, this past week we were just doing some cleanup work from upgrading our old switches to the newer switches, making some plans to. We have some clinics that were part of the hospital. They're being sliced off and becoming their own entity. So we're making plans to carve those networks off into their own little islands. They won't be part of the hospital anymore. Let's see, what else is going on? Yeah, the big one, the big thing that's going on. We've had a project that's been going for probably close to a year and a half to um, we a former CIO wanted OSPF routing implemented within the campus. Um, we kind of didn't really think much about it. We thought, well, okay, if that's really what you want to do, okay, well, we can do that. We've had a year and a half to try to implement this with our vendors and think about it a little bit more. And what we started thinking is why? I mean, our internal routing rarely changes. Is there really a need to have OSPF internally because nothing ever changes? It's static. Static is secure. It just, hey, Satish, what are you doing? You nut, what are you doing here on YouTube? You should be cooking dinner. How you doing, Satish? Namaste, namaste. Um, so anyway, we're going to be talking, and Satish will be on that meeting, by the way. So we're going to be talking about whether we should, in fact, go into OSPF routing or revert back to static. Because as Satish himself pointed out, static's a lot more secure than OSPF. There's no routing changes advertised. There's no need for security because it's a static routing table. It is what it is. So my former CIO seemed to think that the whole reason we would need that is because of our segmentation firewall that's going to provide security between the VLANs. And static routing will work just fine. It's not even going to provide it between the different VLANs. We've got like 4 or 5 virtual routers within our core switch, and we can just have the firewall do routing between the VRFs. We don't really need OSPF for that, but The good news is he's not our CIO anymore. Um, so we can just kind of do whatever we want here. So yeah, we're going to try to do that. We don't really have a small amount of IPs, but we have a very small amount of changes. Um, to me, it would just be a lot easier to manage static routes, and maybe that's just because that's what we've used for the past 6 years at this location. Now, out beyond the edge, where changes happen, just like what we're doing here, we're slicing the clinics off into their own networks. There's going to be some new IPs there. So in the county WAN area, OSPF makes sense to me there, or BGP, um, because there are changes that happen out there, and that way we don't need to know about it. We can get all those routing changes from BGP. Um, but I don't know. We're going to talk about it this coming week, Thursday. We got a meeting, I think, on Thursday. We're going to talk about it some more. So I'll try to give you guys all an update on what's going on with that. And that's pretty much the only outlying major project we have. Satish has been really good about helping me put this last switch upgrade project to bed. Um, and yeah, due to some changes going on at our hospital, I can talk about the changes. So we've entered into a management services agreement with Dignity Health / Common Spirit. We are owned by a county, but the county would like to give Dignity Health a shot at managing the hospital and maybe clean up some problems we might have with supply chains and things like that. Where do we buy our stuff? Can we leverage their relationships with their vendors? So that has happened. We have a new CEO who is from Dignity Health. He works for the hospital. He's a hospital employee, but he is very vested in Dignity Health and getting us to work well with Dignity Health. And to me, I am fine with that. I think we could probably use some new leadership, and we'll just see where it goes. I'm not too worried. Most of us here that work at the hospital are civil service. I'm civil service, so it's not like they can just kick us out the door. And that is not their stated goal. Their stated goal is to make the hospital profitable, and the employees win, and the community wins too. So yeah, doing a network. I'm pretty sure I did one of those. Rewiring network during business hours. I'll have to look back because I forget all the videos I've made. I'm old. I forget about that kind of stuff. But I'll look. I'm pretty sure I did that. And it just basically involved moving one cable at a time and, listening for screams. And if there were none, move on to the next one. You know, check MAC addresses before, check MAC addresses afterwards, make sure they both show up, make sure they both got IPs. The Extreme switches have a great command, the node alias command, show node alias. So just right from the command line on the switch, I can see what IPs are on the port, and I can ping them before and ping them afterwards. So when I move a cable, I ping it before, start a constant ping going actually on my laptop and move it to the new switch. And usually you drop a couple pings and then it comes right back. So usually. So yeah. Slow VPN. And yes, William, I am still flying the Champ. Took my daughter flying in it this morning. Slow VPN. No, there are not really any updates on that. We have checked everything 9 ways to Sunday. We have, what have we done? We've actually got a case open with Palo Alto. They are making a couple of recommendations. Since our end user uses Windows 7 virtual machines. Yeah, and they can't upgrade for whatever reason. It might even be our fault they can't upgrade because of the server that we're using, the software. So Palo Alto is recommending I downgrade the Global Protect clients and upgrade the OS. And of course, anytime you call Extreme or Palo Alto, the first thing they say is, well, we really recommend you upgrade your operating system. Uh, really, that's the answer every time? Um, all right, whatever. We do need to upgrade the operating system, so that's fine. We will upgrade the Pan OS, and we will, yeah, I know. We will probably downgrade the VPN client just for those guys. Although I don't know how much work I really want to put into this anymore because it's they're buying their own radiology software server to install at their location, which will work with our system. So really, it's not going to be an issue to them anymore. They won't be downloading huge amounts of images from us. They'll be using their own systems called PACS. They'll be using their own system to look at the images and do the dictation, and then only the dictations will be uploaded and downloaded. We'll set up an IPsec VPN between us, our hospital, and them that will be doing a constant transfer of images and updating their database. So um, yeah, that's probably not even going to be a deal anymore. And given that we have this new management services agreement, we might be going with whatever radiology partner Dignity Health is using at this time. So they might not even be a client anymore. You know, it's funny, we pay them to read our radiology images, but they dictate to us what we're going to do. Yeah, last time I checked, it was the guy that was paying is the guy that pretty much made the rules, but it doesn't seem to work there. So yeah, anyway, that's this. So basically, no real news on this little VPN, except that we just need to upgrade the software, and we have just now put our firewalls under Panorama. You know, Panorama is a management console. It's kind of funny. It's the Panorama. Um, so I've upgraded the Pan OS on the machines themselves. I've never done it from the Panorama. So we'll have to figure that out. And Palo Alto Networks won't help you do that. I don't know why. Extreme will. Extreme Networks will come out and do it for you if you want them to, but or at least remote control. But yeah, Pan Networks, they don't do that. I don't know, big deal. So, oh, let's see. I thought I saw some other questions there. Pardon my fingers. Did I answer that? Let's see the new topology. Yeah, I'll show you that when I can hide my IP addresses because I just don't like having my having my drawers hanging out on the internet, if you know what I mean. Let's see, static. Yeah, static. Yeah, I like static routing. And thank you, Sam. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ as well. Um, yeah, so, and yeah, Sam, yeah, I took my daughter flying. I even taught her how we are going to start how we start an airplane with no starter. You know, you got to actually flip the prop to start it. So she was my assistant. I told her, keep your feet on the brakes, hold them hard, because you would hate to see Dad chewed up by an angry little airplane. So I didn't mean to scare her, but I think I did a little bit. Yeah, she's 20, 25. She'll get over it. She's not a little girl anymore. But it still kind of freaked her out, I think, a little bit. So sorry, Angela, I didn't mean it. I was just kidding. Um, but anyway, she did great. She held the brakes, and I'd start the prop, and yeah, she saw how cantankerous that little airplane can be to get started. But I'm just grateful that James lets me fly his airplane. Entry level at the hospital. Well, we've got two part-time positions, I think, open right now. So, you know, give it a shot. You know, San Joaquin County. Um, so are my IPs private? Yeah, they are private. But still, I might be a little overly protective, but yeah, I don't want to advertise them if I don't have to, especially the outside IPs. Um, although right now, so that's something else that's going on. You guys can tell about I can tell you guys about is we do have a vendor that's doing penetration testing. So I think it's kind of cheating, but I gave him my outside IP range, and they did some penetration testing on that, and they're going to give us a report next week or a couple of weeks. I can't remember when. They're going to come in and do some internal penetration testing. That ought to be fun. Um, so then they're going to basically flood my network with all kinds of garbage. So we'll see how that goes. Um, so that's going to happen. I like the company that did penetration testing back. I used to work at a bank, and they were really good. All they would say is, all we want is your domain name. Don't tell us anything else. So we would give them the domain name, and then they would just find out everything they could online, and they found out a lot about us just from our domain name. They started attacking our external IPs. They um, I don't think they got in, but they were able to find out some information about our internal network structure, although they were never able to access any customer information or any payment card information. Um, but still, it was an eye opener, and those guys did great. Now, I cannot for the life of me remember who that was, but yeah, they were really cool. These guys cheat. They want all the external IPs, so they can just pump them all into their software that they downloaded from Reddit or wherever they get it, and sorry, I'm being snarky now, and attack our network that way. So that'll be coming up in that the external just happened, and the internal will be coming up in a couple of weeks. So let's see what else we got going on. Um, all right, Sam. Good luck studying. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm not going to hang around too long. I just wanted to give an update. I didn't want to put up the test pattern with a lot of music like I did last time. I think I frustrated a few people, but you got to admit the song was cool. I liked the song anyway. So, oh, and another question. How many switches does a hospital have? As many as it needs. Um, as far as logically managed switches, we have about 110 to 120, I think, somewhere in that range. As far as some of them are grouped into stacks. So we've got one management IP, but there might be anywhere from 2 to 5 or 6 other stack members on the switch. 6 is pushing a little bit. I don't like to go that high. I don't like to go any more than 4. But in some places we couldn't manage it. We didn't have the number of switches to and the number of home runs to manage that. But yeah, if I counted the exact number of switches, it's include into the stacks and stuff, it's probably upwards of about 200. And we have we have a redundant set of wireless controllers. We got redundant firewalls. We've got a few external vendors firewalls. They hang on they hang on our network. I track them. I'll get into them if I need to, but usually the external vendors manage those. We've got a few DEC terminal servers. Yes, DEC, Digital Equipment Corporation. We have some terminal servers for them that they've been repurposed to just pass RS-232 results along to our electronic medical records provider. And trying to think of any of the other network devices we might have out there. There's a ton of stuff attached to all those switches, but that's all the switches that's there. So, all right. Any other questions before I take off? Let's see. No, the message retracted. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hanson. I appreciate that. Yeah, my dad's, like I said, he's 99. He's had a really good run. Um, he's lived a lot of adventures in his life, being through 3 wars and raising 5 kids. I think there was more adventures with the kids than there was with the wars, to be honest. He's had a good run, and I think he's ready. He would not want to be living the way he's living right now. So, okay, last question here. Any tips from moving from help desk to junior network admin? Yeah, show an interest. I've got help desk guys that I would love to mentor and move into that position. They just have no interest. There's one guy that I'm trying to just get him to get into we have a spreadsheet where we manage all the statically assigned IP addresses. And I'm just trying to get him into that and learn him, teach him how to use that. And, because they come to me, hey, can you give me an IP address? I'm trying to teach them how to use that to get their own IP address and to responsibly track it. So I'd say if you want to move into that, show an interest. Ask your local, if you have a local network admin, ask him if you can go along with him when he goes out on his, whatever call he's got or whatever ticket he's going to work on. Ask him if it's okay if you tag along, or if he's just working at his desk. Can you watch over his shoulder? Because to be honest, that's how I learned a lot about what I know, is watching other people doing it, asking them what they were doing, why they were doing it, and also I learned a lot about what I'm doing just by calling, vendor support. Hey, this switch isn't working right, or the wireless controller isn't working right. What can you help me troubleshoot it? And when I didn't have the first clue what was wrong with it or how to troubleshoot it. And they'd get in there, and I would remember what they did, start writing down the commands they did and keeping track of it, and trying myself the next time to do it. So I've still got that sheet. It's in a Google document that I started, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And it's just full of commands that, for everything from factory resetting the extreme wireless access points to, here's how you set up the portal page on wireless to, all kinds of, wired troubleshooting commands. So, and now I'm learning about the VOS commands on the VSP switches. So, which Cisco guys, they're all mostly Cisco commands. So I'm learning Cisco now because that's what the new Extreme switches use, at least their core switches. Edge switches still use XOS, which is a different command set, and it's more something I more understand. Hi, network admin wife, I'm making a video. My wife's over there. I would turn the camera over that way, but she would kill me. She would just literally kill me. So, and she's sneaking back out the door. So there. Bye, hon. Love you. So anyway, that sounds like it's my cue to end this video, because I think she wants to come in and smack me around or something. So everybody that tuned in, you surprised me pleasantly. Thanks for tuning in and watching. I hope you found this informative and entertaining. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell if you want to know when I make these new videos. And if I didn't say it before, grace and peace to you all from our Lord Jesus Christ. And we'll see you all next time. God bless everybody. Now, how the heck do I stop this stupid thing? Maybe I press this button. Yeah, there we go. Yep. All right. Bye.